All right, gang sexy. Back to the Ardennes, 1944. All right, so now we've played 17 a.m., p.m., 18 a.m., and 18 p.m. turns, and the game is now starting to develop. So the initially there were 6 bridgeheads that the Allies blew. And now I'm kind of thinking, while that was great and everything, I probably should have saved 1 or 2 of those for blowing bridges because the rules, the Allies they don't have to roll any dice to blow a bridge, but the rule in separate paragraphs says that all they do is just they place a blown bridge marker on there, and that's it. It doesn't have to be any engineer; they can just blow the bridge. But the second paragraph says that the Allies receive blown bridge markers periodically and off of the order of battle chart. Um, I don't know. I'd like to. If somebody knows any better than that, I'd like to know. But you know what? Maybe I need to read the. I think I got some errata rules. Maybe I'll look at those because it makes sense to me that the Allies could just blow a bridge with any unit at their whim. So because I need to blow some bridges where the Germans have not crossed yet. Because yeah, I'll bet you. I'm looking at the errata and find it because I seriously need to blow some bridges along the Amblev River and probably back here along the Arthur River. So, all right, but anyhow, so they had 6 blown bridges. The Germans have now fixed 5. See, they have had 7. The Germans have fixed 5. So they now have this one's good, this one's good, this one's good, this one's good, and the one over here in Edelbrook or in Dekirchen. I think that's what that is. Yeah, and Dekirch is now good. So they have crossing points. And the side over here by Dekirch, they've been kicking butt over here. You can see this is nothing but German now. So there's really not much over here defending. Now there are, don't panic yet for the Allies, because much like it happened in 44, they started flooding reinforcements to the area as fast as they could, and the reinforcements are already starting to pop. So, but let's cover this front line. So 7th Army's doing their thing over here. 5th and 6th Panzer armies are now, well, 5th mostly. With these bridges being open now, Sontenvieth will be a target here shortly. But you can see the breakout starting to happen in the middle here, or the push, all right? Now, let me tell you what I did. I saw an opportunity right here to attack an American unit that had two German units had defensives of 4 total. And I had 20 attacking points from 10th Armored. I think it was CCA and it was CCB and CC Reserve. I said, 5-1. I drew a DX2. I rolled a 5 and got a DX2. The Germans lose 2 units, and the attackers lose 2 units. So 20 points of armor from 10th Armored got eliminated in that little attack right there. I couldn't believe it. So now look at this gap. And that's going straight to, guess what? Bastogne. So when it came time for me to drop the air markers for the Allies, and they do have some every turn, depending on what your dice roll is, we roll for interdiction right here. So I had to interdict all these rows. Now how these work is when a German unit enters it, they have to stop. They can't move any further. So I had to flood that zone until, and it's weird because it looks like 82nd is going to be the ones to get to Bastogne and defend it. And 100, because 101st came in on the turn after them down here. All right, and it's funny. These guys they're not dotted for movement. And when I say dotted for movement, they get a bonus on the road, a bigger bonus. I thought these guys came up in trucks. So, but they're not. They're moving slow. All right, back to the middle. All right, Lear, 116, 2nd Panzer, they're all crossed now. So now it's time to work on the Germans breaking out and seeing how far they can get before the Allies shut it down. Before mostly the Americans shut it down. 1st SS and 2nd SS, 9th SS, they're starting to push now. They're sitting in Mount. I've already taken Malmedy. You got Stavelot, Trappont, and Belsomme here are probably next in their target zones, depending on what they accomplish here. And we're still at the point where we're 1, 2, 3, getting ready to start the 4th day in the operation, where it's just throwing Americans wherever you can. Well, they finally took Monschau over here, all right, which I forgot to move the units up into it. Duh. Take care of that right now, all right. And oh no, I'm sorry, they didn't. They took that rough hex, but the Americans retreated. Zones of control in this game are interesting because your units that have the banding through them, they have a 6 hex zone of control pretty much anywhere, but your armor only has it when they're on roads. So it's pretty cool. You can just go right around stuff. And then you get an engage marker on something and they have no zone of control. So the holes are starting to form. Now here's the cool thing. I was talking about last video where you have to take these zones on the map or off the edge of the map. Well, the Germans took their first one. So they've got one. These zones are like forts. So you can defend with 6 steps. And the steps, of course, in that little number up there. The Americans, the Allies, they can attack with as many steps as they can get focused on it. The Germans, if they attack, they can only attack with 6 steps. So I had a bunch of American units in Zone Z, or excuse me, Area Z and Zone G that attacked, and I thought it was going to be awesome, but this gets treated like a fort, so it's ×2, -2 die roll modifier. They just beat back that attack. So, all right, so one zone down. The Germans will probably work on this zone over here next, over here on the, whatever side of the map that is. I don't have a, northeast, south, and west, but anyhow, wherever, on the side where Patton and his boys come in from, all right? They're going to work on that next. So you got to take some of these zones. That's key to this game. Gotta love it. Gotta love the mechanics of this game. There's no overrun, but you're not losing steps. You're literally losing units. When you take a loss, it's an entire unit. So exchanges against a small defender are not good. All right? They're not good at all. Movement's pretty decent. Nothing, you're not going to drive halfway across the map in just one turn. But you do have road bonus movement that's used. You do have artillery. Some of these German units are powerful, but I'm noticing as the American reinforcements and the British eventually start to come on, they're quite strong too. So I think the Germans are going to need to make hay for these next 2 turns and get out as far as they can. Maybe at least make their best effort to clear this quarter of the map and this quarter of the map, and then start working on zones at a minimum. Or maybe let's get some fuel. The Americans have already blown up one of their fuel dumps, which is down here in Stavlo, before the Allies can get to, or the Germans can get to it. And they'll get one more chance if they want to blow that dump to keep it out of Germany. Because if the Germans get it, they get die roll modifiers when they start hitting the fuel attrition table, which is coming up on, I think it starts on 20th of December in the morning. So this is fun. One map game. I know it's been redone or modified, but the map looks good for an older map. The counters are nice and clean and clear, easy to understand. The deployment, the reinforcement chart, all this stuff is great. And you got 2 pages of charts used. One's for terrain, and it has all your... These charts are great because they have all your die roll modifiers on them. All right? They got release charts, sequence of play, die roll modifiers for combat, your terrain chart up there. You've got your combat table right here, which is very interesting. You've got explanations. You've got bridge demolition and fieldwork schedule, which is already over by the 17th. Then down here you got the special things for Allied air that comes in, Allied reinforcements at the 15th Army, which I did activate the 15th Army, which when I get to that I'll explain it. Doesn't really do anything on the map here, but it affects Allied reinforcements and stuff like that. You've got bridge repair, you've got fort construction, and you've got improved. Everything you need is right there on those charts, okay? Other than you picking up the subtle rules like the use of aircraft for interdiction or for close air support. Even the Germans have 2. The Germans have already used 4. The Germans can use, they get 2 air points a turn, up to 10, and you can see they've already used 4. And for every point they use, and they can only use 2 a turn, for each one they use, it eliminates 2 of the Allied aircraft that they get for that turn. So, and the Allies get 2 automatically every turn, and then they have a chart they roll on to see how much more they get, and then they get a number on the chart here that says it'll be 1 less than what you roll, or it might be 2 more than what you roll. Hell, there's +6 right there. So on those days there, come Christmas, nope, come Christmas Eve up through the evening of the 27th, they're going to have a butt ton of aircraft flying in here. So, all right. Bastogne or bust. We're through the 18th of December. Getting ready to start the 19th. And you'll see this show up on the 18th. Talk to y'all soon.